This is the Craftsman 3500 watt portable gasoline generator. Today I'm going to use it for the very first time and see what it can do. Specifically, can it run this refrigerator, this microwave I have sitting in the corner, and simultaneously while running my outside appliances, can it run my air fryer, charge my computer, and my cell phone? Because when the lights go out, I want to be sure that I can keep my food cold, heat up some fish sticks, and get on my computer. At this point, I've already assembled the generator, which was pretty easy. It was basically installing the handle and the wheels. When you use it, according to the instructions, you need to be at least 20 feet away from your house. Because if you're keeping your food cold, but ultimately die of carbon monoxide, what's the point? I know this is generally an educational channel, and you might be thinking, why are you testing a generator? Sometimes the wife and kids are gone for the weekend, and I get to play with my toys. Bye, see you later, have fun. Now it's time to crank this thing up. First thing you have to do is put some oil in it. Fortunately, when you buy the generator, included in the box is a brand new carton of oil. Unlike the gas tank, which is on the top, whoever designed this put the oil fill on the side of the generator at the bottom, right beside the wheel. Something tells me I'm going to regret doing this without a funnel. And I'm already regretting it. So have a funnel ready, because the 30 seconds it takes you to bring a funnel to the site will save you a tremendous amount of time and cleanup. Now it's time to fill it up with gas, but there is an important point to be made about the gas. It can only contain a maximum of 10% ethanol, and basically the less ethanol the better. So just be mindful when you're filling up at the gas station to get the right type of fuel for your generator. Another point about filling up the generator is to be sure and take a Tylenol or ibuprofen before you begin filling up, because your back is going to give out way before you fill up the gas tank. Or you can take a knee and check your email like I did. One final point before we get started. If you're having the foresight to get a generator, with this thing having to function outside of your house, you're definitely going to have ready a large arsenal of drop cords. This ought to do it. Now with the oil and gas tanks full, I've got my drop cords ready. It's time to get this thing started and see what it can do. According to the instructions, the next thing I have to do is turn the fuel valve into the on position. Following this by putting the choke lever in its appropriate position, and this is where things got tricky, and I'll explain that in a second. But you can see here, I moved the choke position to the exact position it indicates in the instruction manual. And the final step before pulling the recoil handle is to push the engine switch in the on position, which oddly enough it already was. And now it's time to crank this puppy up, and there's not a person in the world that doesn't want this thing to crank the first time they pull it. It's trying, and it didn't work. So when the second attempt didn't work, of course it means I'm in the wrong position, right? Let's try this again. Nope. And again. Why not? In fact, let's just do this a bunch of times. Recheck all my knobs and switches, keep on pulling. This is when I get frustrated. Finally, out of sheer desperation, I think to myself, why not move the choke handle back to the original position and see what happens? You can see here the instructions clearly indicate moving the choke handle to the left position. Nevertheless, now that it is working, it's time to plug up some appliances, and first things first is my refrigerator C. I plug the drop cord into the generator first, and then it's back to the garage for appliance number 1. Let's see what happens. Eureka. I should mention I've muted most of the audio in editing this video because this puppy is not quiet. That being said, it's time to plug in refrigerator B. And I learned 3 things while trying to move this refrigerator. 1, it is a lot heavier. 2, I didn't have to move it at all because the outlet was beside the refrigerator. And 3, I need a new faceplate cover. But now is not the time. Now is the time to plug it in and see what happens. Oh yeah. Now it's time for the microwave, and this is another example of why you need a lot of drop cords. But for this simple demonstration, I'll just bring the microwave to the cord. So right now, I've got 2 refrigerators going, and I'm about to plug in the microwave. Wonderful. Next up is the air fryer and my computer, because as I said, if I can cook some fish sticks and get on the internet during a natural disaster, I'll be good. The air fryer turned on just fine, and my computer started charging instantly without any glitches in the generator. Now for the final test, I was actually going to run the air fryer and the microwave simultaneously to really put the ultimate stress on it. And I'm not going to admit on the internet that I may know off the top of my head what the perfect recipe for air fried fish sticks is. Let's just say those numbers were random. So right now, as you can see and hear, my generator is clearly going. Our refrigerator C is doing a very nice job of keeping that Pepsi, which is quite likely 6 months old, nice and cool. the computer is charging, the air fryer is frying, the microwave is going, and our other refrigerator, while everything else is running, is also doing just fine. So that's not bad. I think during a storm or power outage, we're going to be okay.